Hey, what's up guys? So I'm really excited about today's video. We are going to be doing kind of the final teardown on the Suzuki GS250T. This bike's from 1981. It was actually one of the first bikes that I purchased. Obviously, newer bikes came into my possession that I was more interested in at the time, and now I'm taking the time to go back over this 250 and kind of adjust some of the things that I did really poorly a few years ago, as well as finish up some of the things that never got done. So I just want to pull the bars off the bike. I'm going to be basically taking the entire front end off of this bike because I want to be able to coat the triple trees. If any of the parts that are kind of under a foot in length, I can put into my ultrasonic cleaner, and that helps a ton. I put the top triple clamp into my ultrasonic cleaner, and it managed to remove most of the factory paint. So that kind of gives me a bit of a head start on the sandblasting and prep work for Cerakoting. Some of these bolts were incredibly crusty, stuck in there, stripped out, what have you. And I just kind of had to take my time, use some vice grips on some of them, but eventually we got them all free. Here we are sandblasting. There's quite a bit of sandblasting to be done, so we'll just speed through it. I did notice a couple things, however. I notice on almost all these old bikes that I end up tearing down, the brake levers take by far the most abuse out of all the foot controls. So I always kind of pay extra attention to that brake lever if I'm going to be Cerakoting it. I try to really clean that up, and I'll even give this a little bit of extra time in an acetone bath, just to assure that all the grease and just to assure it's clean, because it gets a lot of surface rust, which then kind of traps grease in it and can be a bit of an issue when it comes to the final coating. These exhaust shields, I'll be using a regular H series Cerakote, and that's because I've used an infrared thermometer and they weren't getting that hot when the bike's running. This is a pretty small bike. It doesn't put off a ton of heat. And look at this. So these triple clamps looked absolutely awesome after being sandblasted. The bottom set is pretty ugly, so we're going to go through and grind off a lot of the cast marks, but this top set, the casting was much cleaner on. So here we are, we're just going to pull off the front wheel, followed by the forks. I'm not sure if I'm going to ceramic coat these forks like we did on the Suzuki Savage. With all of the stuff going on in the world right now, it's a little bit difficult to get some of these parts shipped, so I don't have any leaks in the fork seals, and I might just keep them sealed up until it's easier to order new fork seals and ceramic coat these forks. Now this was pretty awesome. I actually didn't realize that the steering stem was going to have just exposed ball bearings, so I ended up dropping the ball bearings and looking back at this video, and then searching around my garage to go about finding all of them. And as I mentioned earlier, here we are just cleaning up the cast marks on this lower triple clamp. It was, it's from 1981. It's not the best cast job, so we kind of just went through, took off a lot of the gnarly notches, and kind of gave it a smooth surface. Now it looks awesome and all smooth and just a much cleaner finish. These are just some little engine covers that we had to sandblast still. Those are chromed, so we tried to keep a decent distance and just sandblast them until they're no longer shiny. Alright, here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to start ceramic coating. So I've already acetone bathed these and gassed them out. And as you can see, we have a massive rack of parts here on the right of your screen. I'm just going to be going through and ceramic coating as many of these as possible. I believe that they're all going to fit in my oven if I go about it really carefully. So I'm just going to take my time and get all these coated, let them tack up a bit, and then toss them in the oven. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be showing all these parts as they go back onto the bike. It's pretty exciting for me, obviously, to see all this stuff come together. This bike has been so much faster than the Suzuki Savage. Part of that's just because of the stay-home order. We're not doing any skiing on the weekends. I have a ton of time to be in my garage at home. I'm working remotely, so that shaved about 2 hours of commuting time off my day. So basically, as soon as the clock strikes 5 o'clock, I'm straight out into my garage and working on this bike, so it's coming together incredibly quick, and I'm stoked to share the result with you guys. Thanks, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy, and have a great day.